I wouldn't have missed this for the world. I hope you can see my garden behind me, but I can assure you it's still dark out there. Um, so my story is like this: is that I'd already spent 30 years in Uganda in 2008, and for the previous 5 or 6 years, I've been talking about all the challenges that I found in rural Africa, and also to do with agricultural markets. In 2008, on the 15th of February, so almost 13 years ago today, I was invited to speak at the Opportunity Global Conference that happened to be in Kampala. And my topic was access to finance. I said we were never going to change the situation in Africa unless we could get finance into the rural areas. And really what I was doing is I was challenging opportunity to do it. That led to me going to Malawi. I was invited down there because they were already doing ag finance and it wasn't actually going very well for them. And I went there in May 2008 and I spent 9 days there. And it was a bit of a eureka moment. You know, I'm not a banker. I'd been 30 years in private business, buying crops from farmers, supplying them with inputs, etc. But I'd never actually lent any money to anybody. But it was that eureka moment was I saw what a bank saw when they were trying to lend to the rural areas, and I thought there was a better way. So I did some training with the team, and I wrote a strategy paper. And I thought that was it. That was my 12 days. And I'm very grateful to Sally. I know she's on the call today from Opportunity UK, who funded my little trip there. And I thought that was going to be it. I was about to retire from my businesses in Uganda. And I planned that I was going to do new agribusiness startups across Africa. But in June that year, I got a call from Dennis Ripley. And the call, he actually said on the call, I never forget it, he said, would you like to come to Chicago for the day? So I went to Chicago and I met the team in Oak Brook at that time. And at the end of the day, he said to me, he said, John, he said, we saw your strategy paper. In fact, we shared a draft with the Gates Foundation and they want to try this. So he said, would you do it? So I said to Dennis that I would do 2 years and 2 countries, Ghana and Malawi. And that turned into 13 years. For me, it's been the most amazing experience. And it's been an amazing experience because I've been able to do what I wanted to do. I've been able to try with opportunity things that no other financial institution would ever do. And in fact, I see Larry Reid on the call. I went to Bergamo at the Boulder Institute in 2008, and I came away with a list of all the reasons why opportunity shouldn't lend into rural areas. And that was my checklist. But from my side, there were all the reasons that rural Africa, with 70% of the population directly involved in agriculture, they weren't doing very well. They were at the bottom of the pyramid. Most of them were below the poverty line. And most of them, and this is the thing that really shocked me, most malnutrition in Africa was actually in rural areas. So the farmers producing food, not only were they not able to feed the rest of the continent, but they also weren't feeding their families properly. So that's how the program started. We started with a clean piece of paper and developed lots of different strategies. And I think there's a couple of things that I'm really, really proud of. I'm really proud of the fact that we've been able to develop a finance program in Africa amongst our financial institutions that is considered to be sustainable and the way you can lend to the rural sector. And the other thing that makes me really smile is that in Uganda, where I live, more than 50% of the banks who are now doing ag finance in this market, their heads of agriculture were people who came out of opportunity. They were trained by us with what we did. They were part of the opportunity network. And then they went on to replicate what we did at Opportunity in the other banks. I'm also very proud of the fact that I've now handed over the program in Africa to Tim Strong. And I had a chat with him this week, and he said to me, he said, John, he said, a tool has told me we now have to go and do more countries and we have to work with more banks. So I want to say real thank you to all the donors and the partners and the members of Opportunity who I've had the chance to work with. I'm still in Africa, I'm still here, and when any of you want to come, my garden's waiting for you. And I would love to show you what big transformation I'm now seeing in rural areas. I have a lot of faith that what we started and what is happening in rural areas in Africa, we are actually going to see change. I see young people getting involved in businesses. You know, at Opportunity, we're financing, well, over 20,000 SMEs have received finance from us now. We're doing mechanization, we're doing aggregation, we're doing irrigation. All these things have come out of that little, well, the day I came to Opportunity, the 15th of February, 2008, at their global conference in Kampala. So I say a very, very big thank you, and I accept the award, not on my behalf, but I accept it for all of the smallholder farmers across Africa.